Nicki Minaj has been arrested. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Nicki Minaj has been arrested. All right, so the Bobs is in an uproar. This is crazy. Listen all the way through. Let's get this thing popping. All right. You know what it is. This ain't about Joe Button. This ain't about Tahari. I'm going to get back with that a little later. But right now, this is about Nicki Minaj. All right? Now, Nicki Minaj was arrested in the Netherlands airport at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. The Dutch National Police confirmed to ABC News, right? Hours before, she was due to perform at a co-op live in Manchester on Saturday. She appeared at Amsterdam to do a live stream encounter with security staff on her Instagram live page, right? According to the Dutch police statement, that 41-year-old Trinidadian rapper was detained of suspicion of possession of soft drugs while traveling from Amsterdam to Manchester for her Pink Friday tour. Now, check this out, right? Gotta give a gunshot. Now, what the hell is soft drugs? What the hell is soft drugs? You stopping somebody as famous as Nicki, as important as Nicki, that's bringing as much revenue to the Netherlands and Manchester as Nicki. Now, I know the Bobs got a reason to fire gunshots. They definitely got a reason to fire gunshots. But, you know, they always got some rat bastards hidden in the back. But now we're going to explain what soft drugs is, right? According to the police, she was traveling to leave the country with drugs which were prohibited. All she had, right? All she had was a couple of pre-rolls. They sell pre-rolls in America, you know? Amsterdam is where they first place on the continent that made weed legal, right? They made weed legal over a decade ago, and they stopping Nicki for having a couple of pre-rolls. Look at pretty as she is. She want to get her head right so she can deal with the people over here and the people that's around her. So soft drugs, you know, come on, man. You know, come on. But, right, I'm going to ride. I'm going to let you know what it's about. I'm going to ride. See, what this is all about is, while Nicki was going on a joint, she was doing an Instagram joint and was filming the officers, you know, and the airport doing what they doing. They must have obviously told her, yo, stop filming. You ain't allowed to film. And she kept doing it. So by her doing that, they said, okay, we're going to get her on anything. So they went checking the bags, knowing that everybody that comes through, you know, Amsterdam over there, Netherlands, they got weed. They come there to smoke weed. The same way right now, people go all the way to Colorado when it first came out to go smoke weed legally, to say they was at the first weed dispensary in the state that legalized it in the United States. So everybody used to go to Netherlands just to get the weed. You go to Netherlands, they got a little tray, like how they got a menu, and they got the little samples of the weed, then you can smell the weed and all that, see what you want, what type, and tell them what, you know, like you buying tea. Like they had a tea shop. Like they got a tea shop. They got a weed shop. So this is how legal and prevalent it is over there. And they stopped Nicki Minaj for that. All that came from her videotaping, right? Let me explain to y'all what's going on. Let me explain to y'all how this thing play out, right? They go over there and, you know, they videotaping. When you get pulled over by the police and you videotape and they tell you to stop, the laws say that you allowed to videotape, but the police take that personal. So that's when they try and, you know, stick their chests up and they start arguing with the people. They got the camera and they doing all this crazy stuff, right? But now, while they doing all of that, you got the right to videotape. But then the police will wind up getting you saying that you obstructing the duties of a police officer. You know what I mean? You preventing the investigation of a police officer. Any little petty charge to take you in because they mad that you was following the law and videotaping. So now, what I want y'all to understand is, right? I'm going to give y'all some jewels because that's what this channel is about. What you got to understand is when you sit there and the police stop you and you talk back to them, you get, I got my camera, I'm filming, and you have a right to do that. When you're doing all of that, right? That's when they sit there and they target you, and now they looking for something petty to get at you at, and that's what they did with Nicki. So I'm telling y'all, when you get stopped by the police, play the goofy, man. You see as tough as I am? You see as gangster as I am? I get pulled over by the police. I can't even remember my name. They asked my date of birth. I don't even, my date of birth, and I'm playing stupid. You got my ID, you do what you got to do. You just say, excuse me, officer, I'm sorry. Was I going too fast? Did I make a wrong turn? Did I jaywalk? I promise I won't do it again. I apologize, officer. And that's how you get out of a situation. Now, if you want to say I got a constitutional right to jaywalk, I wasn't going but 2 miles over the speed limit, or I was 2 miles under the speed limit and I was watching and I knew what was going on, and you playing Johnny Cochran on the side of the road or in the mall when they pull you over and say that your bag went off when you was trying to go out the store, and it was nothing more than your cell phone or maybe your keys is solid steel and it went off, but yet you want to sit there and argue with the police at the door instead of saying, oh, excuse me, officer, no, it must have been my keys that went off. Here are my keys, But instead, what you doing? You can't pull me over. You know it's my keys. You don't see nothing in my bag. Do I look like a thief? Why? Because I'm black, you targeted me? This is how people normally handle it. Don't handle it like that, y'all. Play the goofy. You know what I mean? Oh, excuse me, officer. Oh, it went off? Okay, let me see. Maybe it's my keys. Let me wave the keys through there to see what happened. Not, let me videotape this because you ain't got a right to stop me. You only stop me because I'm black. You only stop me because I'm Nicki Minaj. This is the type of crap that the people deal with. So that's why you can't do it. All of this started because she showed the video that I'm not going to show where when the man came, she said, why are you detaining me? And he said, because you videotaped us. He told her, you videotaped us. We obviously told you to stop, and you continue to videotape us. So if you videotape us, that means that now we got to find a reason to mess with you so we can get that videotape out of you. And that's why the pilot even asked her when she put up the videotape of them on the plane harassing her, and they asked her, could you please take the tape down? That's when she was supposed to tell her, all right, well, you drop the charges, let me go about my tour. You know what I mean? But instead, Nicki being Nicki from Queens, you already know what it is. Gunshots, gunshots, gunshots. But you can't be a gangster at all times. Sometimes you got to play the goofy, Nicki. Y'all got to understand that you got to play the goofy. Don't argue with these police. They got guns and a right to you if they choose. So don't put yourself in that situation for them to plant something on you, Now, talking about plant, right? Nicki is saying that she fired people that was taking money from her account, overcharging the jet $30,000-$40,000 and then pocketing the money. She fired the managing team. She fired all these people, and now she's saying that they allegedly must have been the one to put the pre-rolls in there, even though we know Nicki Minaj smoked. But it's a good try. You know what I mean? It's a damn good try. But, Nicki doing her thing. That's how that worked out, so you could understand, right? So she's saying that somebody planted that. But then here goes security guard. He stepped up and said, man, it's my weed. Let the queen of the barbs go. And they said, nah. The Queen of the Barbs refused to stop videotaping her. She didn't play the goofy like Unique recommended, so therefore we're going to take her in for arrest, And then they even tell her, don't worry about it. We'll handle it real fast and we'll get you back on your tour. Tell her, why are you stopping me? You can give me the fine here and let me go. But instead they want to make a scene because she was videotaping them, and they took that ass down to the police station, detained her. You even had people saying from all over the world say that I'm flying to Netherlands because I'm going to free Nicki Minaj. So just like they did the free Unique Mecca audio when I was doing Life Plus 20, they did the free Nicki Minaj because she had possession of soft narcotics. You see how crazy this sound? But Nicki could have just said, yeah, my security guard, you talk to him. Security guard tell him straight up, look, man, I had a couple of joints. I was smoking a joint because this chick hard to deal with. Look at it. It take her 5 hours to put on makeup. I got to sit there waiting. You know how females are. You got a wife, right, officer? You know what I mean? That's all he had to do. But instead, Nicki went on with that. Well, why are you stopping me? You can't check my bags? We know they can't check your bags, Nicki, but they do what they want to do, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that's what I want you youngins and elders watching this to understand. understand. We know you got a constitutional right to film. Even New York tried to say, right, that you're not allowed to film police officers, and the Constitution said you are allowed to film. But, you know, if you sit there arguing with the police while you're filming, that's what you get. If you filming and the police say something to you, say, no disrespect, officer, I'm just filming this for my personal use so that I can have a record of what's going on. And that's it. And then they would have kept it moving. But instead, that's where they started going, right? So in the footage, right, in the footage recorded on Instagram Live, Nicki denied that she was carrying any drugs, but was told that she was under arrest and she needed to go to the police station. Well, they could have gave her a fine or let her go. But all this started because she was videotaping. So y'all keep this in mind. When y'all out there videotaping everything going on, you make sure you fully understand that there's consequences to those actions. There's always consequences to actions. Don't never forget that. Always consequences to action, right? Now, also in the recording, a man explained to her that she would get a lawyer at the police station and they would go as fast as possible. So then why are you locking me up? You can do it right here. Why do we have to go to the police station? My security guard said it's his. Give him the fine, let us go. Or let me go, hold my security guard, and he'll meet us there and I'll accommodate him with a bonus for the inconvenience of y'all pulling him over for my weed. You know, that's all Nicki had to do. But now, Nicki claimed she was told by an airport security worker to get into his police car van and go to the precinct, you know, with no lawyer present. We talking about soft weed. We talking about soft drugs, they call it, but it's just weed. You know what I mean? Weed is even legal in America, which is supposed to be the big moralistic place that would be the last place to legalize. Let me ride. I'm going to ride. Back in the day, right, when I was a kid, right, I started selling weed when I was about 10, 11 years old for my older brother and my cousins and them, right, over in Brooklyn, in the Bronx. So while we selling the weed, the first thing they told us, you know, if the police come, right, and they said the way you know the police is they got blonde hair and blue eyes. That's how limited our mentality was. They said if it's a white person with blonde hair and blue eyes, don't serve them, and we on the other side of apartment door pushing the weed through a hole. But if we look through the peephole, we see a white boy with white hair, with blonde hair and blue eyes. And yeah, I said white boy for you rat bastards. You know, I despise you rat bastards. Because you look for anything. Oh, he said white boy. He's racist. No, I'm not racist. That's just how we kick it in the hood. So I'm talking to my people from the hood and the people that want to know how the hood talk. I know y'all like my lingo and how I kick it, so I'm just giving it to you the same way I talk to a homie. So they tell us straight up, right, when we in the weed spot, don't sell to a white boy with blonde hair and blue eyes, you know? And if the police come in, don't say nothing. You go to the police station, don't say nothing. We coming to get you. And being that I was juvenile, they say we definitely coming to get you because they can't lock you up because we can just come sign you out. And that's the way it play out. Now, even back then, right, so you understand, right? Now, check it out. Let me get back to Nicki. Okay, when Nicki was asked, right, Robert Van Capel, a spokesman for the Royal Netherlands, Merchandise, however you pronounce it. They told NBC News we can confirm that we have arrested a 41-year-old American woman at Schiphol Airport because of possession of soft drugs. Even back in the 70s, they arrested us with marijuana. They gave us a ticket. If they took it to the police station, we got released right away. We're talking about 50 years later, and we're talking about the country that it has been legal for the first country in the continents. And they making a big thing out of it. All that came from Nicki recording. So y'all keep that in mind when you're recording, that you opening up the door for a lot of other things. The Dutch military police also added it was prohibited, right, to take such substances outside of the Netherlands when every other country is selling it legal damn thing. You know what I mean? But they being real strict with it. Being that Nicki was being strict, that I could videotape if I want to videotape. And I want to say this because I want to ride. I want to ride, right? Because you remember when I said white boys, you know, this how we freestyle, this how we kick it. I'm riding, you know what I mean? Just like you riding down the highway, you might play a little Nas, you might play a little Jay-Z, you might play a little, you know, Ghetto Boys or, you know, or a little Kendrick Lamar. That's how you riding. You're just enjoying the different beats, and now right now you're enjoying the different lingo that I'm kicking, so you understand. So I'm riding, right? So now you got Nicki Minaj, right? So you understand. She's doing all this, and they telling her that it's prohibited to take this substance out, right? It's legal damn near everywhere. And you arrested me where it was first legal over 20 years, over 2 decades. But when you start that videotaping, you got to do it real slick. You got to just hold the camera in. You know, you got to do something like this. You know, you got to do it like you just chilling, like you just holding your phone. Let me see so you get in there. You just hold the phone so they can, you know what I mean? So you can videotape that. Now, okay, officer, da-da-da. Or, you know, or if you're even on the phone like this, you play it off like, yeah, now I'm talking to somebody, officer. Okay, yeah, excuse me. And you bring the phone down a little bit and say, hold on, baby, I'll talk to you in a minute. But the whole time there's nobody on the phone and you videotaping. You got to be sneaky with it. Don't act like I got rights to do what I want to do, so I'm going to do what I want to do. Then they're going to say, we got rights to do what we want to do because you're not allowed to take soft substance outside of the Netherlands. So now we're going to get you, we're going to take it to the police station, we're going to inconvenience you, and we're going to try and get to your phone so we can delete your phone. You know what I mean? But it don't work that way, right? Well, let me check it out, right? Now, Dutch military police also added, like I said, it was prohibited to take such substances. That was substances when it was legal for over 2 decades over there, right? So now, at the time, the police did not confirm, right, the suspect's name, but said she was still in custody pending investigation, which meant that they had no clue who she was. Like they knew who, like they didn't know who Nicki Minaj was. But what I want to explain, right? What I want to take the ride about, that's where I was going. You know, it don't want to slip my mind. I want to take the mind, like take you on the ride. Is they said they arrested an American woman. This is a black African woman. But you see, the world don't even recognize, you know, they separate and divide everything so that they could, you know, take away our identity, our history, and our strength. You remember like Samson and Delilah. They cut off Samson here and he was weak. And they said, how are we going to get to him? They said his hair was so long that they couldn't get to it. So they cut off his thing. He laying down with Delilah. And he went and threw the big ropes around the pillars. And he tried to pull the pillar down. But while he was asleep, Delilah cut his hair. Took his strength. You understand? Do y'all see where I'm going with this or no? So now they took his strength. So where I'm going with this is, they said that she was an American woman, not an Afro-American woman, because we had some clown rat bastard and flip-flop wearing in public troll make a comment saying, you call white people Europeans. You scumbag, learn your history. White people is from Europe and black people is from Africa. But because they brainwashed you and took away your African identity and left you with the American identity, when America was the Native Americans, which was also black. You understand? So now they take away your identity and they call it Nicki Minaj an American. Not an African American, but we had some rat bastard say that we're African Americans. No, nigga, you African, but you're living in America. You know what I mean? What do you call do they call them Italian Americans? Irish Americans? I thought they just call them Irish and Italian. And they hold their identity. But they tell us to leave our African identity aside, and then you get these rat bastards that come in my comments and say stupid crap that I called a white person a European when they're from Europe, you scumbag. What is wrong with y'all, man? Wake up. That's the same way they got y'all terrorizing Diddy. All right? We know what they're siding with, nothing that Diddy's accused of. But listen, right now you're going to get people saying that, yo, Diddy put the weed in Nicki's bag. Yo, Diddy did it. Everything happened, Diddy did it. But that's because he went at those big giants that gave him access to $1 billion, and then he took them to court and was winning. So after that, they took that Teflon blanket that was protecting him from all of these alleged misdeeds, off of them and said you're no longer one of us because you didn't play your position and appreciate what we did for you and what we gave you. So right now, you just another nigga. And that's how they did it. And then they even told him, and don't forget, niggas don't like you because niggas don't like niggas. Niggas think they're African Americans or American Africans. So surely all we got to do is take off the Teflon and allow them to eat you alive like crabs in a barrel. You're that crab Diddy that made it to the top because we gave you a hand out of the barrel. And then you tried to bite the hand that fed you. So now we're going to send you back in the barrel and let the crabs deal with you. And that's what we have right now on social media, all the crabs attacking them. You understand? So, that's where it's at. So y'all got to understand that. Stop this, letting these people put you in this situation where you don't identify who you are. Nicki is a Trinidadian. She's from Trinidad. They didn't say we arrested a Trinidadian woman. They said we arrested an American woman. Anything to take away your identity and let you fall into what is going on and succumb to, being the second-class citizen. Because they look at blacks as the second-class citizen. That's why they're scared now of all the immigrants coming in. And, that's going to be the key for the election. But I'm going to tell you this. Let me predict this and let y'all know. Listen, right now, they're getting ready to drop some crazy crap on Diddy. This is just my speculation, so you rat bastards that's going to say, how do you know? Because I know how these people play because they went at me while I was on the streets when I was the king of the drug empire. Like now, Diddy is the king of the entertainment empire. So what they're going to do with Diddy is they're going to drop something real crazy on Diddy so that they can take your mind away. The election is in 4 or 5 months, man. The biggest election in American history is getting ready to go on. And you rat bastards is busy worrying about Nicki Minaj getting arrested with soft weed and all the focus is on it. I'm even giving you my focus. But you understand what I'm saying? But this is what's going on, man. Don't get caught up in that. They're going to drop something real crazy to take your mind off of the election so that you don't watch the election ads, you don't listen to the debates, you don't get caught up or even think about exercising what Martin Luther King gave his very life for, which was the civil rights movement and so many others. You have the right to vote, but instead you take your 20 fingers to go look for stuff to talk about Diddy on the internet and talk about whatever black people going on and eat the black people back out and then say, I'm not going to vote. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But these fake comments got to do with you. Oh, y'all catching where I'm going with this? I'm not trying to go too fast. I'm just giving to y'all a little bit of time because too much water drown the plant and too much sunshine burning. So too much wisdom could also turn your brain deader than you are, because a lot of y'all is brain dead. But that's why I love my subscribers here, because they're not brain dead. They come over here to get what's going on. Now, let me ride back, right? At the time, police did not confirm the suspect's name, but said she was still in custody, right? A statement to the PA News agency from the National Police Corps said a woman was arrested after allegedly trying to take soft drugs from Schiphol Airport to another country. A couple of pre-rolls that y'all been selling there legally for the last 20 years. I mean, somebody explain this to me, because I'm a little confused, right? So now, it confirmed that at 7:30 over the weekend that she was still in custody, and it pushed back her concert because they was investigating. What the hell is there to investigate about a couple of pre-rolls in a bag that in the country that was the first one to make weed legal? Now, earlier, the 12-time Grammy nominee she posted a video on Instagram Live showing her discussing the arrest with Amsterdam police officer. The officer stated she was being detained because you're carrying drugs. It ain't soft drugs now. They use that to hold her. When she asked for the reason behind her arrest, right? Now, when she asked that, the man said straight, go watch the video. The man said straight, you was videotaping us. You know niggas ain't allowed to videotapers in Amsterdam. White people don't even videotape in Amsterdam. So stop it. Now, Minaj took to X to update her followers on the dramatic events. Now, they said they found weed and that another group of people have to come here to weigh the pre-rolls. You know what I mean? To weigh the pre-rolls. Keep in mind, they took, Nicki said now, Nicki said, keep in mind, they took my bags without consent. Nicki, they do it at the airport. You turn your bag in, it goes in a thing or whatever. They take your bag without your consent. Stop it, Nicki. But it's a good try. You're doing too much talking. Fall back, Nicki. We got you. You on our side. You one of us. You one of us Africans. Or as they say, African Americans. You know what I mean? Now, she said, my security has already advised them those pre-rolls belong to him. Oh, yeah. And the pilot wants me to take down the IG post. Of course he do. Because he incriminated himself. Nigga, you get the whole case thrown out because he said the reason why he stopped you was because you was videotaping what you had a right to videotape. So stop talking so much. Sometimes y'all got to know when to stop talking. Now, check it out. Nicki was due to perform in Manchester, England, Saturday night, right? The venue where she is due to perform, they posted on X that the admission to the venue was pushed back to 7 o'clock that night, and she was still in custody at 7:30, so they pushed it back. So fans was out there going crazy, like, what the hell? We want to see Nicki. What do you mean they locked up Nicki? Free Nicki. Let Nicki out of here. You know what I mean? So now, let me give you the updates so I can get out of here because my homie here waiting on me. Right? So it goes like this. As of 4 p.m. Eastern time, right, over the weekend, Nicki Minaj was released from custody, right, hours after she was apparently arrested by the police in the Netherlands on suspicion of, right, exporting, listen to that, exporting soft drugs. Authorities said. The soft drugs that, I mean, even the police smoke in the Netherlands. We just, come on, man, stop it. You know what I mean? So check it out. Nicki let's check it out. Nicki was fine and allowed to continue her journey, the police said in a, translated post on X. So they went up, they said, oh, she's we released and gave her a fine. You could have did that at the airport. You could have avoided all of this. Now you got people looking at Amsterdam like they want to boycott going to Amsterdam. But all this started, and the message to the people watching this is, when you videotaping and the police come over there and say something to them, play the goofy. You know what I mean? And don't play the tough guy like, I got a right to record. It's my constitutional right. I can do what I want to do. When you go doing that, that's when you're trying to take Unique's old sale. You know what I mean? They can even bag you. Listen, they can sit there and say they found another bag on the airport that belonged to Nicki that had 20 pounds of, heroin or cocaine. No, it ain't hers. But now, they can keep her over there, not release her. Because ain't there another rapper? There's another rapper that did something and they holding him over there because he robbed somebody or something. Who was that? Tell me, who was that?
Another rapper, but they did that today. Basketball.
No, we know they did that to the basketball player, but recently they just, somebody was on Floyd Mayweather. Small Mayweather, they said that he defrauded about some money or something like that, allegedly. In Dubai, and they holding that ass. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? But I've been on here long enough. Cop the book of Raw in Harlem. Like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Share this video and know that we here for you. Buy the book of Raw in Harlem. It's on the screen, or rawinharlem.com. At least buy the book. See, I didn't even ask you rat bastards, for a Cash App, which is on the screen. Make sure you hit the logo. It says it's created in 2020, not 2023 or 2024. But at least support a nigga hustle. Donate $30 to the book, and you get a book for giving a donation. All right? If you rat bastards got a problem with that, then y'all really need to go to another channel. You know what I mean? Let's keep this thing moving. All right?
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
What?
Fresh out the
weekend of 26.
Yeah.
He back on the strip, getting back in the mix.
Yeah.
What he mentions a gift.
Right.
You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit.
Yeah.
Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn.
Real.
Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. They be horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.